Today we're going to do fast factoring. That's what I call it, fast factoring. And so when you fast factor the leading coefficient, that means the first number. So a leading coefficient is a first number. When the first number is 1, you can fast factor. When the first number is 1. To do that, we're going to make a list of factors for the constant. The constant is the last number. And that's written on there. The constant is the last number. And once we make a list of factors, then we're going to find a pair that can multiply to give us the last number. And can, I used to say add, but it doesn't mean that they have to be positive. And can combine. Because it could be by addition or subtraction. They just had to be able to put together. And you can always work backwards using FOIL or the box. That's what you did on the warm-up. For the second question, you could have used FOIL to work backwards. Now, the question was asking you to factor, but when it's multiple choice, I mean, you don't have to know how to factor. You just have to know how to multiply. So this is a lot of words. I think you're going to get it once we start working problems. So the first problem, or first I want to show you that all of these have a leading coefficient of 1. It's not there, but it is a leading coefficient of 1. That's what that means. So when you have a leading coefficient of 1, you have to make a list of factors for the last number. So when we look at the first problem, the last number is, and I'm kind of doing it off to the side. The last number is 7. If we made a list of factors, I just start with 1. 1 and 7. Can anything else multiply to give you 7? No, most of these are a pretty short list, 2 or 3 factors. So this is called a factor pair. 1 times 7 gives you 7. Does everybody think they can make a factor list? If I give you a number, you can tell me things that can multiply to give you that number. Okay, let's look at this one. 10. 10's a bigger number. So Logan, let's look at 10. It's not a fraction. Watch, you'll see that it's not a fraction. So 10, if we think of factors, we can start with 1. 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Does anything else multiply to give you 10? So we can make a factor list, right? Okay, hardest part of these problems, make a factor list. All right, to get our problem set up, every time we will have 2 factors. So things in parentheses multiply together, those are factors. What's the variable in this problem? B. So I'm going to put a B and a B. That's how I start my problem. And I start it the same every time. So I could even I already kind of started question number 2. I could kind of put it together, but this variable is an N. So I put N. Most of the time it's X, but this worksheet liked to get creative. All right, so here's the deal. With the first problem, there is only one option. Only one option. So that is it. It goes in your problem. We will use 1 and 7, and we put it in here, 1 and 7. But we need plus and minus. So to figure out plus and minus, that goes with the middle number. You look at the middle number. The middle number is positive. So my bigger number has to be positive. That's how you start figuring out the signs. From there, you start with 7. So 7, would I add or subtract to make 8? Add. So the 1 has to be a +2. So fast factoring is finding things that can multiply to give you this, that can be put together to give you this. That's it. Well, for the second problem, we already have our list of factors. We got to figure out which one can be put together by adding or subtracting to make 11. 1 and 10. So we're going to use 1 and 10. And we go put them in here. It really doesn't matter which one you put in there. My middle term is negative. So my bigger number has to be negative. From there, if I have -10, I would have to subtract. Logan figured that out. I have to subtract to make -11. So these both end up being negative. That's it. Okay, before I let you guys go, I want us to do 2 more, but I want us to try them on our own. So I want you to try number 3 and try number 4. Okay, I want you to try these on your own. And it's okay if you talk to your people. All right, let's take a look at these. For number 3, I need a factor list of 90. I start with 1. So 1 and 9, 2 and 45, 3 and 30. Is 4 going to 90? Okay, 5 and 18. And then I guess 9 and 10. Can y'all think of any others? So if we set our problem up, I'm going to have 2 factors. M is the variable. Which factor pair can put together to give me 1? This is also the difference. You got to find something that has just a difference of 1. Yes, 9 and 10 work. It doesn't matter which set of parentheses you put them in. So hopefully if you did the problem before me, you put the 9 in the first one. So I'm going to put the 10 here and then the 9. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And so then I look at my middle term. It is positive. And so because it is positive, the bigger number has to be positive. And if I have 10, the only way I can make 1 is to subtract 9. That what y'all got? Good job. For question 4, we need factors of 12. So factors of 12, we've got 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Can you think of any others? Okay, which pair has a difference of 4? 2 and 6. So I get my factors. N is the variable. I have 2 and 6. The middle number is positive. So the bigger number has to be positive. And if I have 6, I would have to subtract 2 to make 4. Did y'all already know how to factor? Some of you probably did. Did some of you just learn how? Anybody? Yep, it's one of those things that you either kind of learn how to do it or you just kind of guess your way through. So what I would like to do now is have you work on the front side. The front side has 6 more problems that you need to do. So I'm going to give you guys a timer. Let's work on the front side. Yeah, so once you make your factor list, they have to put together to give you 16. So yeah, 8 and 8 work. Yeah, we don't know how to do the back yet.
Does it say 6 minus 4 is 2?
Yep. So the bigger number has to be positive, so the 6 has to be positive. So put the positive. And then we would subtract 4. And that works. Because 6 times negative 4 gives you negative 24. And 6 minus 4 gives you 2.
Okay. Okay.
Is anybody still working on the front page? All right, then let's move on.
No.
All right, we've got a brain break. This is another student supplied brain break. Remember, you can get 5 points on a quiz or missing homework or both if you come up with 2 of them. So this is food places that start with the letter D. Do what? Yeah, both those work. Yep, those work. Let's see if Dairy Queen works. Denny's.
Denny's on the bonus there.
That's all I can think of. Movies that start with the letter K. Karate Kid. I feel like I am too. I can't think of it. K's a hard letter. Which one? What's it called? What is it? Okay, I know what you're talking about. That one works. K's a hard letter. I don't feel like many things are named with K. TV show starts with B. Breaking Bad. Yeah, that was a TV show in like the 50s. I can't think of any more. Hey, let's see. I think there's a few more. Fashion brands with a B. Isn't there one that's like Bebe? Like Bebe.
I don't know.
There's any kind of shoes that start with a B? Do what? That's so too fancy for me. I can't think of any. I can't think of any. That's tough. A singer starts with J.
Jason something.
Mraz, J-Lo. Justin Bieber. Jessie J. Janet Jackson. Yeah, I guess so. He does sing. He sings all the time. Yeah. I can't think of any more. Movies start with a T.
The devil made me do it.
I feel like the could be like all kinds of stuff. Like if it starts with the,
Like
THE.
I think it was the devil made me do it.
These are hard.
I think it's just because when
When you start to think about it, you can't come up with anything. Titanic,
Top Gun.
Top Gun,
Who said the Terminator?
Yeah.
Ted, Twins. There was a movie in the 80s called Twins. What? Tarzan, Transformers, thank you. Trimmers, Wow, these are hard ones. I forgot who gave me this brain break. Vegetables that start with Z. Zucchini is all I can think of. Is there another vegetable? Actually, that's technically a fruit because it's got seeds. It's a vegetable too. Or sorry, it's a fruit too. Do what?
Zebra eggplant?
With a Z?
I have to.
That's what we're gonna have to go with. I bet what other vegetable starts
Zebra
with
eggplant.
Z?
That's a thing.
Yeah, zebra eggplant. I don't even know how to say this. Zizania latifolia.
That sounds like a, that's.
It says, yeah, it does. It says zucchini, but I am quite certain that zucchini is a fruit. Zucchini, fruit or vegetable? It's a fruit. Botanically, it's a fruit. All types of squashes have seeds. It is. It's things with seeds. Seeds are fruits. Like that's the definition of fruit. They have seeds.
So what about bananas?
Yeah, they have seeds. They're a little black. Strawberries are weird because the seeds are on the outside. Corn is a starch. Maybe I should go back and change this one to say fruit because that would really stump people.
I'm pretty stumped up with the vegetable. I don't know.
Well, no, because zucchini is a Z, but it is a fruit. But if I ask it as name a fruit, then you wouldn't think
Fruit
of
and vegetable.
zucchini. Yeah, maybe it should be that. Okay, so remember, you can do a brain break. It is bonus points. On to the back. This is almost like fast factoring. You've just got one step first. So first step is that you've got to divide out the greatest common factor. So when you look at these, and we talked about greatest common factors last time, usually it's the number that's in the front. So I can divide out a 6 from everything, right? So I divide it out. And anytime you find a GCF or greatest common factor, you have to write it in the front and it doesn't go anywhere. And then I have to rewrite everything. So 6 divided by 6, that becomes 1. So I got b squared. 66 divided by 6, so that's 11. And then 60 divided by 6, that's 10. All right, I'm almost done, but I have to figure out what are the things that I can multiply to give me 10 that I could add to give me 11. Thanks. So I usually have to write them out. So factors of 10, we've got 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Which one of those factor pairs can have a difference of 11? 1 and 10, or I can put together to make me 11. I can use 1 and 10. So 1 and 10. My middle term is positive, so the bigger number has to be positive. And if I have 10, I would have to add 1 to make 11. It's like the same thing, you just got to divide something out first. So for question 12, what do we have to divide out? 5. So we're going to divide it and we're going to put it out into the front. That becomes 1. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 40 divided by 5 is what? 8. So I already know what my setup is going to look like. The variable is b. And I'm looking for factors of 8. So 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Which one of those can put together to make 6? 2 and 4 will work. So I put 2 and 4. My middle term is negative. That means the bigger number has to be negative. So if I have negative 4, I would have to subtract 2 to make negative 6. And that is how you do the rest of the worksheet.